Okay, you're planning to take the test. Okay, but anyways, like there are some portions which we have done there in that test, which I will discuss with you. So what we will do is like now we will try to take some questions from the biological classification lesson, and then we will try to do them. Okay. So we will discuss a paper on biological classification. Let us see if you are able to score it. Okay, so we have completed that lesson yesterday. So I'm not starting the new lesson. We can do some backup work on biological classification. So okay, Giri, can you give me the user ID password of you? Did you take it last week? Okay, can you just give me your user ID and password? Okay, just a second. Thank you. Okay, so now I'm sharing the screen. Okay, so let us start discussing these questions one by one, and then like we can clarify doubts. Whatever you have, you will be able to clarify them. Okay. Uh, yeah. So the first question, which of the following is not a bacterial disease, is the question. Okay. So I think he has answered them all right, most of them. So let us just discuss these questions. So if you're seeing here, we are having this cholera. What is the causative organism of cholera? No, you will not be able to take it now. It should have been taken on that particular day only. It's Vibrio cholerae. Very good. And then what about tetanus? What is the causative organism of tetanus? You guys know the, if you don't know, you please tell you don't know so that I can write it so that you can copy it now. At least you will be knowing it now. What is the causative organism for cholera? We all know, most of us will know, it is Vibrio cholerae. What about tetanus? Vibrio cholerae is the case, okay, for cholera. For tetanus, it is called as Clostridium tetani. Clostridium tetani is the causative organism of tetanus. You take this TT injection, no? You take it for that particular thing. Whenever you are falling down, okay, or like if you are, say, for example, if you have fallen down on a tar road, or there is a possibility that you have like kind of like some rusted nail has entered into your blood. So in such cases and all, like no, when you are poking your hands in a rusted nail, you take this particular TT injection. The TT injection is a preventive medicine for tetanus to affect you. Okay, so Clostridium tetani is the causative organism which causes, which causes tetanus. Okay, mumps is caused by virus. Okay, mumps is caused by mumps virus. Typhoid, what is the organism? You guys know? Yeah, Salmonella typhi. Salmonella typhi. Okay, only mumps in that given list is viral disease. So that is the answer. Okay, now coming to the second question. In eubacteria, the cellular component resembles eukaryotic cell is which one? Okay, we are talking about eubacteria. Eubacteria is a monera. Okay, the cellular component which resembles eukaryotic cell is what? He has answered it correct. Okay, the answer is cell membrane. But generally people will have doubts here about these things. So nucleus will not look similar because in a prokaryotic cell you have nuclear membrane. In a eukaryotic cell, you have nuclear membrane. In a prokaryotic cell, there is no nuclear membrane. Okay, so nucleus is not same. Ribosome, yes, ribosome is present here also and here also, but in eukaryotic it is 80S. In prokaryotic it is only 70S. So you cannot consider it as ribosome also. Okay. And then cell wall is different here. It is made up of cellulose here. Cellulose or chitin. Here in prokaryotes, it is made up of, what is it made up of? What is it made up of in cell wall in prokaryotes? Yes, I have got one answer correctly. Capsules, யார் அது capsule சொல்றது? தப்பு தப்பா தான் சொல்றேன். Non-cellulose polysaccharide தான். What is the non-cellulose polysaccharide? What is the name of that non-cellulose polysaccharide? What is that non-cellulose polysaccharide? ஏதாவது அடிச்சு விடுறது. Desmoplastina. Peptidoglycan. It is peptidoglycan. Okay. Cell membrane, yes, in cell membrane is like kind of both are same. What do you mean by that thing? In prokaryotes as well as eukaryote, it is the lipid bilayer. Plasma membrane மட்டும் தான் வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா வந்து it will be same. Okay, இது ரெண்டுத்துலயுமே வந்து it will be similar இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரே component வந்து என்னதுன்னா it is only the cell membrane. Okay, the next one, In Whitaker's five kingdom classification, eukaryotes was assigned to what? Okay. Whitaker or five kingdom eukaryotes was assigned to how many things? Four kingdoms. What were the four kingdoms? It was assigned only to Protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. Only one kingdom was prokaryotes. Which one was that? Yes, Monera. Very good. I think this is a simple question. Members of Dash kingdom do not contain well-defined nucleus. This is also easy only. Which one will not have a well-defined nucleus? It is Monera. Okay. Plants will have, protists will have, fungi will have, but Monera will not have. Okay. Monera is the only prokaryotic group. Which of the following, though cellular, are not included in the five kingdom classification? Okay. Cellular இருந்தாலும் five kingdom classificationல they are not included அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. Okay. இந்த இதுல வந்துட்டு can someone tell me why mycoplasma is not the answer? Can someone tell me why mycoplasma is not the answer? Yes, Giri Prakash, correct. Others, anyone else? Mycoplasma வந்துட்டு பாக்டீரியால இருக்கு. ஸ்மால்னால கிடையாது. It is included in Monera, அவ்வளவுதான். Mycoplasma is included in Monera. இங்க என்ன கேட்டிருக்காங்க क्वेश्चनல வந்துட்டு they have asked which one is not included in five kingdom classification. செல்லுலரா இருக்கணும், பட் அதே சமயத்துல five kingdom classificationல இல்லாததா இருக்கணும். மைக்கோபிளாஸ்மால வந்துட்டு it is coming under what? Moneraல வந்துட்டு வருது. Okay. The next thing வந்துட்டு viruses. Why viruses is not the right answer? Why virus is not the answer? Because it is acellular. Correct. Adish correct சொல்லிருக்கான். So it is like kind of like it is acellular. Viruses is not the right answer because it is acellular. They are not cellular. What about lichens? Lichens are cellular as well as they will not be included in what? They will not be included into five kingdom classification. They are just what? A symbiotic relationship. Lichens they will not. They are not included in the five kingdom classification. All the above are cellular and not included because like viruses is not a cellular thing. Okay, this question is what they have asked is who among the following elevated the protist class of bacteria and blue green algae to phyla by forming a novel kingdom called as Monera? Okay. So முன்னாடி வந்துட்டு என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்கன்னா யூனிசெல்லுலர் ஆர்கானிசம்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையுமே வந்துட்டு they were clubbing together as protista. Okay, but after some time what they did was like they tried to change that protista. Some of them they tried to remove it and then they started a new kingdom called as Monera. So the order of discovery of the kingdoms is first which one was kingdom done? Plants and animals. After plants and animals came which kingdom? Protista. From Protista, what happened? A branch came. What was that branch? Monera. And then after that thing, this was branched into a separate kingdom called as fungi. So the order is, this is the first and second. The third kingdom to be introduced was Protista. The fourth kingdom to be introduced was Monera. And then the fifth kingdom was to be included was fungi. Yes, Aristotle did all these things before that thing. He was trying to do that thing. But systematic classification, if you're talking about the kingdom system, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, those things and all started with Carolus Linnaeus only. Okay, so he started with the plant and animals only. Okay, the first thing which was included was only plants and animals. Plant kingdom, animal kingdom. Third kingdom was Protista, fourth kingdom Monera, fifth kingdom fungi. So that is like they are asking who included that Monera, which means four kingdom classification. Who was the four kingdom? Who was the person who was responsible for four kingdom classification? It is Copeland. So now tell me, what was the role of Carl Woese? What did he do? Copeland is the person who introduced the four kingdom classification. Okay, so that is correct. So now tell me which one is, what is the role of Carl Woese? What did he do? Carl was the person who found the three kingdom classification. Are you sure? Two kingdom. ஏதாவது அடிச்சு விடுறது. Six kingdom. What did he do? Three kingdom is Ernst Haeckel. Whittaker வந்துட்டு five kingdom. Carl Woese we studied long time back. In the first chapter we studied. Carl Woese came up with the three domain system. You forgot. What are the three domains? He came up with the three domain system. You have eukarya, prokarya, and what is the third domain? Archaea. So he came up with this like these three things: eukarya, prokarya, and archaea. This three domain classification was done by Carl Woese. Okay. Haeckel came up with the three kingdom classification. Whittaker came up with the five kingdom classification. The next question: what are prions? Prions are only proteins. Okay, so something that you should know: prions, only proteins. What about virus, viroids? What will it have? Viroids will have what? They will have only RNA or genetic material. What about virus? Virus will have dash and dash. It will have both. What both? Okay, listen, எனக்கு வந்துட்டு I am getting some kind of answers. Okay, when I'm asking questions, no, like I'm getting some answers, I will tell why those things are wrong. Virus will contain dash and dash and get a obligate parasites ன்னு சொல்றாங்க. RNA and reverse transcriptase. Someone is saying RNA, reverse transcriptase. Next one is someone is saying DNA and RNA. Someone is saying protein and RNA. Someone is saying protein and DNA. Someone is saying protein and capsid. Someone is saying protein and genetic material. Is correct? Which of the correct thing given here is correct? So out of all these things, you have like, let us say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. Which option is the correct? இந்த கொடுத்திருக்க ஆன்சர்ஸ்ல வந்துட்டு which one will be correct அப்படின்னு கேட்டா you please understand. Okay, there are people who are saying 5 எப்படி 5? புரோட்டீனும் கேப்சிடும் 1. RNA and reverse transcriptase எல்லா வைரஸ்லயும் இருக்காது. It is present only in retroviruses. DNA and RNAன்றது வந்துட்டு ஜெனடிக் மெட்டீரியல் மட்டும் தான் இருக்கு. எந்த வைரஸ்லயும் டிஎன்ஏவும் இருக்கும் ஆர்என்ஏவும் இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. திஸ் இஸ் ராங். ஏன் ராங் அப்படின்னு கேட்டா it will not have both these things simultaneously. It will either have DNA or it will have RNA. வைரஸஸ்ல வந்துட்டு ஒன்னு DNA இருக்கணும் இல்ல RNA இருக்கணும். Okay, so this is like this is wrong. Okay, protein and RNA அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம் அப்படின்னு கேட்டா வந்துட்டு என்னது, when you are telling that protein and RNA அப்படின்னு கேட்டா this might be correct, but there are some viruses which will have DNA as genetic material. அப்ப என்ன சொல்லுவீங்க? This is also wrong. So what about this thing? Fourth one வந்துட்டு என்னது, இங்க வந்துட்டு there are some viruses which will have protein and DNA. This might also be correct, but there are some viruses which are having RNA as genetic material. Protein and capsid இது ரெண்டுமே ஒண்ணுதான். Both are the same. So it is not including anything for the genetic material. So this is also a wrong answer. The last answer is comprehensive because it is having protein and it is also having genetic material. So the genetic material can be either DNA or RNA. Protein is like there. So என்ன ஒரு வைரஸ் எடுத்துக்கிட்டாலும் the outer covering is called as a protein covering and the inner thing whatever is called as the genetic material. So this is what is a virus. So virus will have protein and genetic material. So are you understanding why DNA and RNA is wrong? Because some viruses will have, I mean like this in this question I was asking about what are they made up of. They will be made up of genetic material, protein. Only two things are there. Core is just a empty space. Core ன்ற வந்து எதுவும் கிடையாது. This entire thing, this entire space is called as core. And the core ன்றது வந்து we just tell it because அது ஒரு empty space தான் வந்து we are indicating it as core. Are we understanding? My people who were telling other things, no other options, please tell. Some people were saying 3 or 4, some of them were telling 4. Okay, someone was like kind of like trying to tell me read my answer. Someone was saying 5 and all. Okay, so please understand that is all there. I think I have given the explanation. Okay, right, now next question. So they are asking you to match the column. Okay, but before I show you the answer, like let us try to zoom it and show you. You are able to see the screen. So you tell me what will match with what. Can some people just like try to match it and tell me the answer? I haven't shown the answer at all. So you can just try it out. Quickly try it and send the answer to me. Hey, don't type it one by one. I want as one grow. Don't write the answers also. You try to match the alphabet with the number. If everyone is going to do one by one, it's going to spam it. So the answer is 4321. Are you getting? The right order is 4321. Yeah, most of you are getting the answer correct. 4321 is the right answer. The next question is bovine spongiform encephalopathy affects the human lungs, cow's liver, human brain, cow's brain. Okay, now tell me what is the causative organism for bovine spongiform encephalopathy? Which organism causes this thing? Someone is selling viroids. It is not viroids. Bovine spongiform encephalopathy is caused by prions. Can we call them as organism first of all? Can we call them as organisms? It is caused by prions. What is the other word for bovine spongiform encephalopathy? What is the other name for bovine spongiform encephalopathy? Yeah, many of you have got it correct. Mad cow disease. Mad cow disease is the other name for bovine spongiform encephalopathy. So what is the place it will affect? The word mad cow itself should be indicating that it is cow's brain is the place which it will be affected. The word bovine here indicates that it is cow. The word spongiform indicates a tissue in the brain. There is a tissue which is called as the spongiform tissue. Even your brain will have the spongiform tissue. Okay, so the spongiform tissue is a specialized tissue which is present in the brain of mammals. So that tissue will be affected. Okay, so this is done. Which of the following is false about protozoan? Okay, so you have four reasons here. The answer is given here. But now tell me why A is a wrong statement. Now tell me why A is a wrong statement. Seri, someone is trying to, most of you are trying to tell me that they are not predators அப்படின்னு சொல்றீங்க. அப்போ வந்துட்டு let us talk about a paramecium. A paramecium with this trichocyst is going to attack some organism and it is going to eat it. Can we call that as predation or no? They are holozoic, correct? முழுசா முழுங்கி சாப்பிடும். They are parasites. என்னது, it is herbivorous. யார் herbivorous? You talk about parasites, they can be parasites. Protozoans எல்லாமே வந்துட்டு malarial parasite எல்லாமே வந்துட்டு it is a parasite. Okay, protozoans like you talk about amoeba will be holozoic. Amoeba எல்லாம் வந்துட்டு முழுசா முழுங்கி இது பண்ணும். Protozoans are not predators. Why they are not predators? If you have studied the CBSE textbook, let me read this line from CBSE textbook, or I'll show you the line in the CBSE textbook. So please read this line. Please read this line. All protozoans are heterotrophs and live as predators or parasites. Okay, they can be predators. Please don't have that idea that they are not predators. They are predators. நிறைய பேர் வந்துட்டு I'm getting comments that protozoans are not predators and சொல்லிட்டு they are commenting. So what does this line mean? All protozoans are heterotrophs and live water. They are like kind of water. They are parasites. When they are eating, they can be like kind of what? They can be parasite, holozoic. Or saprotrophic. Na another. What is the meaning of saprotrophic? If it is saprotrophic, they will digest outside and then they will try to take it inside. They will live on dead and decaying substances. Protozoans do not live on dead and decaying substances. They are not saprotrophic. This part alone is the problematic part in the statement. All the remaining three are correct. Okay, so now tell me, ciliated protozoans are binucleate. Is the statement correct? Yes, it is correct. Okay, what do you know about binucleate? What do you mean by binucleate? புரோட்டோசோவன்ஸ்ல ரெண்டு நியூக்ளியஸ் இருக்கும். What are the two nucleus? ஒரு நியூக்ளியஸ்க்கு பேர் வந்துட்டு we call it as what? Micronucleus. The other one is called as macronucleus. Micronucleus வந்துட்டு என்ன பண்ணும், macronucleus என்ன பண்ணும்? Quickly tell me. Let me see if you remember. என்னடா அதாவது உளறிக்கிட்டே இருக்க, பிளாஸ்டிட் அண்ட் ஃப்ரீ டிஎன்ஏன்னு சொல்ற. சும்மா ஏதாவது அடிச்சு விட்டுட்டே இருக்குது. The micronucleus is involved in reproduction. The macronucleus is involved in cellular functioning. Okay, so this is reproduction and cellular functioning. These are the two things. Amoeboid protozoans in marine conditions possess silica shells on their surface. This is a true statement. Okay, so you can just check it out here. You read about amoeboid protozoans. These are organisms live in fresh waters, sea water, and or moist soil. They move and capture food. So you see here, this line you see, marine forms have silica cells on their surface. Some of them, such as entamoeba, are parasites. Okay, we have studied about two organisms. We have studied about two different kinds of sarcodines. What are the sarcodines? Two giant sarcodines, which will have silica in their wall. Which are the ones? We studied about two different things. In sarcodines, we studied about two different organisms. What are those two organisms? We call them as the, yeah, right, you are all getting, Radiolaria and Foraminifera. Okay, we studied about these two things. These two things will have what? They will have shells and all. They are all marine forms. They will have shells on their surface. I think I told you that thing. Sporozoans have infectious spores like stage in the life cycle. Yes, we have studied about plasmodium. Plasmodium will be there. Okay, the next one. What is mycorrhiza? I'm not showing you the thing. It is a symbiotic association between dash and dash. What is the answer? Symbiotic association between dash and dash. So it is fungi and roots of higher plants. Very good. Most of you would have got it correct. So it is a symbiotic association of plant roots and fungi. Okay. Which of the following is true about the pigments of Euglena? What is the pigment which will be present in eukaryote? I mean, like Euglena. So they will have chlorophyll A. So which is very similar to higher plants. Okay. Will dinoflagellate have chlorophyll A? Will chrysophytes will have like okay. What are the pigments present in dinoflagellates and chrysophytes? Tell me. No, in dinoflagellates, chrysophytes and all, you will not have green pigments mostly. Okay. They will have pigments such as carotenoid, phycoerythrin, cyanophycin. Okay. So you have, then you have like all these cyanins will be there. Cyanins will be like blue color. Okay. Erythrins will be there. Erythrins will give you your red color. Okay. So these cyanins, erythrins, those kind of pigments will be present. Xanthophylls, carotins, all these things will be present in them. Okay, the next one, dikaryon formation is a characteristic of which one? The answer is given here. Dikaryon formation is the answer for ascomycetes and basidiomycetes. Okay, here in this case, all these three things have phycomycetes as an option. Phycomycetes do not have this dikaryon stage, which means phycomycetes is a class which is including two things. What are those two things it is trying to include? Phycomycetes will include, the first one it is trying to include is oomycetes. The other one it is trying to include is zygomycetes. So you please understand here, there is like this particular part will not involve dikaryon stage. Okay, so since this is like kind of eliminated, so naturally you can eliminate the other three options which are there, because this is having phycomycetes, this is having phycomycetes, this is having phycomycetes. So these three options can be eliminated and only this answer is correct. Zygomycetes will have dikaryon formation. Ascomycetes will have dikaryon formation. Basidiomycetes also will have dikaryon formation. But what will not have in phycomycetes, one of the category, I mean like oomycetes will not have it. So because of which you can eliminate phycomycetes as a whole. Okay, the next one. So now you read this thing. You have to tell me about whether the statement, which statement is true, which statement is false. Quickly tell me. Statement 1, statement 2. You have to tell whether they are correct or wrong. Read the question and then answer. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. Only 6 people have answered. What about other people? And only people who are talking are talking. Other people are not even responding. Okay, still there are people who are still confused. Okay, I'm getting various kind of answers. Some people are saying both are correct. Some people are saying both are wrong. Some people are saying first one is wrong, second one is correct. Some people are saying all these things. Okay, so you please understand here, you have to read word by word. Amoeba during unfavorable condition reproduces sexually by spore formation. The problem here is the word sexually. Okay, have we ever studied that amoeba is like reproducing sexually? Have you ever studied in any of these classes that amoeba is showing conjugation or like any of those things? No. So, and here also read the second statement. The wall of the spore formed sexually in amoeba is called as the cyst. Have you ever studied the word sexual reproduction? No. The wall of the spore formed in amoeba is called as the cyst. That is correct. Amoeba during unfavorable condition reproduces by spore formation. That is also correct. But what is the word here which is like kind of like making both the statements wrong is this word sexually. Okay, amoeba never shows sexual reproduction. So which means this statement is also wrong, this statement is also wrong. Both the statements are wrong. Are we able to understand? So basically this is what you need to understand. You have to read every word of the statement and then see whether it's correct or wrong. The next one, what is phonetic classification? This you have to know it. Phonetic classification is something which is based on observable characters of existing organisms, but not dependent on phylogeny. It is not dependent on ancestry and all. Okay, but what is it based on? It is just based on observable characters. You are just classifying based on the looks. You are not trying to look anything else further. Okay, so here I have given the definition. If you want, you can just take it down, because I did not teach you phonetic classification, but this is taken from one of the papers, past year papers, somewhere in 2000 they have asked. Okay, so you can just take down this definition. In biology, phonetics, also known as taximetrics, is an attempt to classify organisms based on overall similarity, usually in morphology and other observable traits, regardless of their phylogeny or evolutionary relationship. Which means what? You are not considering what? Phylogeny or evolution. You are considering only what? The overall similarity, morphology, and observable traits. Okay, someone is asking me, sir, how will amoeba undergo spore formation? It is undergoing binary fission only. Okay, here you need to know during unfavorable condition, they will have something called as encystation method. A cyst is formed. Amoeba will be like rolling up into a cyst, and inside that thing, it will have that amoeba will be there. And it will start to divide into smaller amoeba by multiple fission, it will be trying to produce. So this structure which is formed, some people call it as a spore, some people call it as a cyst. The cyst is what they are trying to tell it as spore. So amoeba can reproduce by encystation. Okay. So normally this cyst formation only is mentioned here. But anyways, these two statements are kind of wrong only. It will form a cyst and it will produce by multiple fission. Okay, they are asking you to choose the correct, incorrect pair. We should know that Bacillus is what? Rod shape, Coccus is spherical shape, Vibrio is comma shape, Spirillum is what shape? What is the correct answer? What is the correct pair it should be? Spirillum should be spiral shape or helical shape. Spirillum helical shape is correct. Okay, spiral shape or helical shape is correct. Now you tell me nuclear membrane is absent in what? Nuclear membrane is absent in what? Homo sapiens is man. Rattus rattus is the scientific name for rat. If you don't know what is rattus rattus, please write it. Rattus rattus is rat. Okay. Nostoc is cyanobacteria. It is a prokaryote. Nostoc is not a bacteria. Nostoc is a cyanobacteria. So it will come under Monera. So it will not have nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane is absent in Mangifera indica. We know what is mango. Yeah. So that is also the case. Okay. Which of the following is not true about lichen? Some form food for reindeer in Arctic regions. Correct. Okay. Lichens are food for reindeers. Some species are used as pollution indicator. That is also true. Their body is composed of both algae and fungi. That is also true. Okay. They will grow at a very fast rate at about 2 centimeter per year is wrong. They will grow about almost this much only in a year. So 0.5 to I mean like 0.5 to 8 mm. They will not even grow in centimeter. This is the correct one. So you please see here and note it somewhere nearby. The growth rate of lichen is around 0.5 to 8 millimeter in a year. That much only it will grow. Okay. So the main objective of doing this paper, no, you might have to, I couldn't have said all the facts in the class, but there are certain things which you will learn new through this discussions. Okay, and then like I have given some additional points also. If you want, you try to note it. Moisture and temperature has the greatest effect on growth, which means you need moisture as well as the right temperature for growth. This one we have studied it already. Introduction of three kingdom classification was done by who? We have studied that it was given by Ernst Haeckel. Correct. I'm not going to do this thing because we have done it. Now tell me, 110. Potato spindle tuber disease is caused by viroids. Okay. So, children, and one more thing. Who was the scientist who discovered viroids? Can you tell me? The scientist who discovered viroids. So you see here, he is the person. You can just check it. Viroids were discovered by T.O. Diener in the year 1971. Okay. Histone proteins are absent in where? Okay, all the thing. Okay, so now here you need to know whether Archaebacteria will contain histone proteins. That is the problem here. So you please read the statement, you will just get it, because like many of you might think that Eubacteria is also correct, Archaebacteria is also correct, you will think. But histones are found in the nuclei of eukaryotic cells in certain archaea. Okay, namely Protoarchaea and Euarchaea, but not in bacteria. Histones are proteins involved in organizing the genetic material. So which means histones are found even in archaea. Okay, so they are used for organizing the thing. Okay, so please, this is something new you might have been studying. So you need to know that archaea will also have what? Histones. Okay, so now you have to give me the answers which are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are there. You need to tell me which are the ones which are right. Which of the following statements is or are correct? You have to give me a list of numbers. Tambi, don't give it like one by one. Okay. எனக்கு வந்து நம்பர்ஸ் மட்டும் சேர்த்தாப்ல கொடுங்க. ஒரே ஒரு மெசேஜ் தான் you should send. You have to tell me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever numbers is correct, you have to write. If histone is there, then the chromosomes will appear. No, not required, not essentially. Histone இருந்தா வந்துட்டு குரோமோசோம் அப்பியர் ஆகணும்ன்ற அவசியம் கிடையாது. ஜெனடிக் மெட்டீரியல் கம்மியா இருந்ததுன்னா அதை ஆர்கனைஸ் பண்றதுக்கு உண்டான மெட்டீரியல் மட்டும்தான் வந்துட்டு ஹிஸ்டோன். Histone will just try to do what? It will organize. Okay, I'm getting like very many different answers here. I think many of you are like kind of having lots of confusion in this question. So let us take one by one and then like try to understand it. Mycoplasma has no cell wall, correct on a statement. Okay, I think there are like some students who have answered that one is false, or they have not included in their one in their list. So those students, please listen. Mycoplasma ku cell wall kadayadu. They do not have cell wall. Okay, they are the only living organisms which are there classified under Monera, but still what they will not have cell wall. Okay, so statement 1 is correct. Mycoplasma is the smallest living organism. நிறைய பேர் வந்து என்ன சொல்றீங்கன்னா 2 வந்து false அப்படினு சொல்லிருக்கீங்க. So that is also wrong. Mycoplasma is the smallest living organism is a true statement. Correct ஆன statement தான். Because mycoplasma க்கு சின்னதா living organisms கிடையாது. Viroids, viruses, prions இதெல்லாம் வந்து அதை விட சின்னது. But these are all not considered as living organisms. Okay, if you are considering it as a living organisms, the smallest one is what we call it as PPLO or mycoplasma. The other name for mycoplasma is PPLO. So which means second statement is also true. Mycoplasma cannot survive without oxygen. That is a false statement. Yeah, the false mycoplasma are facultative anaerobes. What do you mean by facultative anaerobes? Facultative anaerobes na normally they will not require what? They will not require normally they will live in oxygenated conditions, but suddenly when the oxygen supply pannama poningna kuda when they will be able to survive. Okay, and then what is the thing? Which means third statement is wrong. Fourth statement is correct. Mycoplasma can cause diseases both in animals as well as in plants. Adum correct. True sexuality is not found in bacteria. There is nothing like a male bacteria. There is nothing like a female bacteria. That is what we call it as a true sexuality. Okay, which means this is also correct. A sort of sexual reproduction by adopting a primitive DNA transfer is from one bacterium to another occurs. Okay, so this they are trying to tell about conjugation. Conjugation will happen in bacteria. A sort of sexual reproduction. அது sexual reproduction சொல்ல முடியாது, but it is like looking like sexual reproduction by adopting a primitive DNA transfer. Primitive type of DNA transfer is there, that is occurring in bacteria சொல்றாங்க. So this is also correct. So statement 1 is correct, 2 is correct, 4 is correct, 5 is correct, 6 is correct. 3 alone is wrong because they are facultative anaerobes. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, so with this thing we'll stop today's class. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll meet tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll complete this paper. The test for this week is cell. What is there in today's slide, man? It is all scribbling only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, thank you, children.